Well, today is Thursday morning, and the mountain you're about to see here is Mount Adams, which is going to be odd because this is heading north to see Mount Adams. And the reason why is because we decided we wanted to take a scenic route to get back down to Highway 14. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a road called Glenwood, and it's going to take us over to
Goldendale. That's what you would have heard me say if the battery on my GoPro hadn't died. Here you can see what we did. Rather than going straight south from here at Trout Lake, we headed east first and took a nicer ride through the central part of Washington State, the south central part actually. All of the video from here out is from Tim's helmet mount, which we never quite got pointed correctly, a little bit too much down. Here's my fiasco of the day. We were trying to get to the Glendale Trout Lake Road, but I took a wrong turn and then stopped to check the map because we were clearly going the wrong way. Now, what you probably can't see here from the video is that I took my glasses off to look at the map. I'm a little bit nearsighted, so my glasses, being for distance viewing, don't work that great when I'm looking at something close. We figured out what we needed to do and got on the right road. As we pull up to the turn, I make a discovery. My glasses are gone. I figured out that I took them off when I looked at the map, then forgot to put them back on. I'm only a little bit nearsighted, so my glasses don't really make a huge difference. Mostly used at night. So right here, we retraced our route, looking in vain for them, and finally just figured out I'm not going to find them. So we continued on with me kicking myself internally. This now makes 4 sets of glasses I've lost on the trip. 2 of them Oakley prescription glasses. Clearly, I cannot be trusted. 45 minutes later, we take the road down through the canyon to Klickitat, which is something I always wanted to ride. Our friend Ken White used to teach here, and I saw the canyon road then. We stopped here so Tim could top off fuel. After that, it was down to following the Columbia River east. It's hot, windy, and the scenery is not that great unless you like sagebrush. We stopped at the Stonehenge replica, which is a war memorial. It's pretty cool. I've been there a number of times before, but it's worth stopping again. It was built to honor World War I veterans from the area, and later had an additional memorial added for veterans of World War II, Korea, Vietnam, and Afghanistan. Now, a reminder for those of you planning a ride along the Columbia River. Get fuel when you can, because there can be long gaps between gas stations. Now, we didn't run out, but it was pretty darn close. We stopped in Patterson for lunch at a diner and then continued on to Umatilla, Oregon, which is where we filled up. From there, we rode along US 730 toward Walla Walla. Tim had said there was supposedly something pretty cool to see where Fort Walla Walla originally stood, so we checked that out, then continued on east. On the outskirts of Walla Walla lies the Whitman Mission, which was another historical place I wanted to visit. It was pretty cool, but my personal conclusion is that Whitman was a pretty arrogant white man who figured to civilize the heathen Indians without due consideration for their culture. Unfortunately, this has been repeated many times in our history. We stopped in Walla Walla to get our groceries for the night. Now, I had stopped and pulled my helmet off to look at my phone when a cop pulls around the corner going the opposite way and stops to ask if we're lost or just taking a break. I told him we were looking for a grocery store, and he told us that if we were not skittish, we could go to a Safeway that was not too far from there. It was fairly close to downtown. I think that's why he was wondering about it. Anyways, he gave us directions and we headed there. And we had no sooner pulled in than the same cop pulled in too. Turns out he rides motorcycles as well and was appreciating my Triumph. I mean, who wouldn't? The 3 of us chatted for probably 15 minutes about riding, etc. Officer Thompson told us we should ride through downtown because it's really been revitalized. It was a pretty cool place. So after getting our dinner fixins, we did just that. And I have to admit, he was right. Downtown Walla Walla is pretty cool. The buildings are all cleaned up and looking their best. What a fun detour I've taken today. Our final target today was the Lewis and Clark State Park, which is just a few miles east of Waitsburg, and we got there just a smidge before 6 p.m. Nice long days mean we still had plenty of time to set up camp and cook our dinner, which for tonight was sliced steak, mashed potatoes, mixed berries for dessert. Good cell service meant we could talk to our wives, and showers meant we could wash off the sweat from the day. Couldn't find any firewood, so again, Tim had no fire to build for the evening.